So I just wanted to talk about FASD, obviously, and what the current problems are, really, because there are a lot. A bit about me, I'm Lee. Um, I wasn't diagnosed till I was 26, but before that I was a alcoholic. I'd been in prison, self-harmed, failed at school. I didn't really have a life. It was more of just an existence. But nobody really understood what was going on with me. And even today, after having a diagnosis, which was a battle to get, my mum had to fight hard for me to get a diagnosis, and it wasn't free either. But that's half the struggle, is getting a diagnosis of FASD. People seem to think that if you, like me, you look fine, you sound fine, then there's nothing wrong. But they don't realise that there's a lot underlying, a lot of different issues with understanding, memory, all sorts of complications. For me, getting a diagnosis was life-changing. I was able to understand that all the problems I had weren't because of me, and my mum was able to understand that as well. It changed the relationship between us. My mum contacted old school teachers and said, look, this is why he failed at school. I'm not quite sure what the outcome was, but I think quite a few people were surprised. But even now, people are still surprised when I tell them that I've got brain damage due to prenatal exposure to alcohol. Because I don't look like I do, and I present well, and I'm good with words, I'm good on a computer, I have strong points, but I can't work a full-time job. And as an adult with fetal alcohol, there is next to no decent support. I've tried getting people to support me, advocate for me, where I live, and there just isn't the support there. Nobody knows what to do, nobody knows who to point you in the direction of. When you're helping someone that has FASD, if you don't realise how their brain works, then how can you help them successfully? A lot of people sit there like I'm talking now, and they just talk and talk and talk, but they don't realise that half of what they're saying is just going in one ear and out the other. And that's not because the person with FASD is not listening, that's because you're overloading that person's brain, and the FASD brain can only take so much at once. And a lot of the time, people with FASD, they want to be normal, they want to fit in, where otherwise they don't. So sometimes they don't tell people about their problems, or they don't fully understand them enough to fully talk about them. So unless you know what you're looking for and how FASD really affects someone, then how can you effectively help them? It's not easy, I know, but I can now look at people and I can pick up symptoms of FASD in other people. I live with it. I've lived with it for 31 years. So it's not there's a lot more that needs to be done, and a lot more that can be done. That's why I do what I do, because there's so many hundreds and thousands out there with FASD that don't receive the right support, or don't receive any support. It's a battle to get support, and when you do get support, it's quite often the wrong support. So that's what I think is needed here in the UK. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there.